I just wanted to say a few things. We sit and talk about politics and how nobody wants to get along and this and that, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. You don't have to like my candidate, and I don't have to like yours. But what we saw today is some absolute bullshit. That's about as un-American as you can get, and I'm not down with it. I'm really not. Well, obviously, you didn't see any of the Trump supporters go and riot and burn buildings down and, none of that stuff when Joe Biden got elected, right? I know some people are going to bring up January 6th. That's a whole other story. And again, that had nothing to do with Trump. It keeps getting blamed on Trump. Yeah, I know. But here's my thing. I blame the leftist media and the Democrats, quite frankly, for all of this. Because let me tell you why. We have heard nothing on the news cycle except how Trump is an existential threat to our democracy, right? Or how if he gets elected, America is doomed, okay? So when you paint somebody out to be Hitler, or you do magazine covers with a picture of him looking like Hitler, and you talk about how he is an existential threat, how we cannot nominate or elect President Trump to another term because he's gonna destroy this country. I want you to take a look at what happened here today, because that is the existential threat to democracy. First of all, we've been hearing for the last week about how the Democrats just want to, throw away the votes of millions and millions of people who came out and voted in the primaries and elected Joe Biden as their Democratic nominee, okay? So that's democracy in action. That's how we change things, okay? Those people went out and they voted in the primary, and that's who they chose. And then you have people saying, well, we just need to replace him with somebody else. That's the threat to democracy, okay? Your other threat to democracy would be having an inept president in the first place who has to have staffers tell him which way to get off the fucking stage after he has a chat with somebody important. I could go on, but this is a Snapchat video and I don't have that much time, I know. I just wanted to say that what we witnessed today is absolute bullshit, and that is the existential threat to democracy. The never-Trumpers that want to go out and attack, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely cut off, the never-Trumpers that want to go and attack people for wearing a hat or things like that, or wearing a Trump shirt, or you want to destroy property because you don't like somebody else's candidate. Grow the fuck up. This is the United States of America. And I heard somebody say, I believe it was President Biden, who was, admonishing this act, and it's abhorrent and all of this stuff. And he wants to say that we don't do this, in politics. We go and we let our voices be heard at the ballot box. Well, people did that last time, right? And what happened? What the fuck happened? Cities getting burned down. You have Democrats, high-ranking Democrats and leftist media who sit and just non-stop all day long. President Trump is an existential threat to our democracy. He's evil. He's Hitler, And then what do you think's gonna fucking happen? You have all of these people actually believing this shit. You have regular fucking voters believing this bullshit, and it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. It is not true. We had President Trump for 4 years. 4 years. And nothing happened to our country. As a matter of fact, we almost had world peace. Does anybody remember that he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize? Of course he didn't fucking get it because, just conspiracies and everything else. But we had no wars. We had nobody attacking anybody. We had North Korea stop their missile launches and shit like that. I mean, it was pretty fucking safe. And I don't know about you, but I had money to spend. You know, I am broke. I cannot do another 4 fucking years of Bidenomics. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go shoot at Joe Biden or any of his fucking staff members. Like, that's not how we do things. We lost in 2020. And you know what we did? Just sat back and waited. Prayed for it to be over, right? Nobody went out and shot anybody up. Nobody tried to shoot at any fucking Democrats or Biden supporters. Nobody smacked Biden hats off the top of anybody's head. We didn't burn anything down. So, I don't know. I just had to give my 2 cents because it's ridiculous. And I'm a little flabbergasted right now, actually. I'm almost speechless. I kind of sound like Biden trying to talk right now. Final word, I just want to say, do better, Americans, right? I mean, some of us have a clue, but there's some that really don't have a fucking clue. And you know what? You don't have to like Trump. You don't. You don't have to vote for him. You really fucking don't. But for the love of God, stop believing everything that you see on CNN and MSNBC. I don't know how many times you've had just regular conservatives, you know, people that aren't even all into politics, trying to tell you about the lies that they keep getting caught in. And they do keep getting caught in lies. You look at all this shit in the last week or so with is Biden too old to be president? No. We've been saying this for years. We have been saying for years that, look, he's stumbling off a stage. Look, he doesn't know which way to go to get off the stage. Look, he's fallen apart. And now all of a sudden it's big shocking news after the debate. They want to make it like breaking news on CNN and MSNBC that, you know, oh, he might be too old. Oh, he's fallen apart. They've all known this shit. They've known it. They just haven't spoke about it because they were trying to keep you from figuring it out. Guess what? It was kind of hard to hide during a 90-minute fucking debate, wasn't it? And you have 2 people you want to say, well, Trump's too old. Trump sure makes a lot of fucking sense, and he knows who he can introduce, or, you know, who the fucking President Zelensky is compared to Putin. I mean, all kinds. I've been wanting to do a video for a while, so I think I am putting a couple different episodes of bullshit into one video, and I need to stay on track. What's the track today? We don't shoot at people just because we don't like their politics, okay? And what we saw today should have everybody thinking twice about the people that they vote for. So, they say Trump wants to abolish abortion. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. That's false. The only thing Trump wants to do is give it back to the states. Because if any of you had any fucking sense, you would know that our Constitution, oh, baby raccoons, you would know that our Constitution and our Bill of Rights sets up our government in a way that we do not have a totalitarian federal government, okay? We don't have that. We have a thing called states' rights. And if you don't know what your state government versus your federal government is supposed to be handling, then stop fucking voting until you get a fucking clue, okay? Or how about this one, right? Trump wants to abolish Medicare. No, he doesn't. That's also false. Absolutely false. But if you look at any material that AARP sends you, they like to tell you that that is exactly what he's going to do. No, he doesn't. You know what Trump wanted to do with Medicaid and Medicare? He wanted to stop all of the fraud, right? He wanted to stop medical companies, insurance companies, prescription pharmaceutical companies. He wanted to stop them from price gouging the federal government that is footing the bill for Medicare and Medicaid patients. That's all he wanted to do. Put an end to the people that are drawing Medicaid that don't need it, right? That are perfectly able to fucking work. Put an end to the overcharging of prescriptions and doctor visits because they know the federal government is footing the bill. But the federal government doesn't foot the bill. We do. Okay? So that's what Trump was trying to say about Medicare. Not that he wanted to do away with it. He wanted to stop all the bullshit and all the fraud and all the price gouging that goes on. What's another one? Social Security. That Trump wants to abolish Social Security. No, he doesn't. See, and this is what you all think, because all you do is watch the same media over and over again that tells you the same shit, and it's all false. It is absolutely false. Now, Trump made his stand pretty clear this time on abortion, right? He doesn't think that you should be able to have an abortion in your last trimester. Oh my gosh. How dare he step on women's rights? Okay, what about the rights of the little infant that's growing in there? Because did you know after 20 weeks gestation, that baby can survive outside of the womb on its own? So why the fuck are we having conversations about abortion in the last trimester in some states that, yes, in fact, do allow you to have an abortion up until the last day of your pregnancy? Okay? That's not bullshit like you hear about on the media. Look it up. That was a law that was passed, I think, in Georgia or something a couple years ago, and a couple other states that allow you to have an abortion with no term limits, right? No such thing as a limit. If you get in a fight with your baby daddy the day before you're due to have the baby, and you decide, fuck it, I don't want to do it, so an innocent baby has to die, that's not your body. Not your body. That's a whole other body. Anyway, I'm done. I'm driving. I think I got my rant out, and yeah,